Mr. Clodfelter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, notwithstanding the calendar rules and pursuant to House Rule 12-0, I move that SB 1382 be taken to an additional COW for the purpose of amending the measure today.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes do have its order. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move the House resolve itself to the additional committee of the whole for the purpose of amending Senate Bill 1382.
Members, the question before you is that the House sit as an additional committee of the whole for the purposes of amending Senate Bill 1382. All in favor say aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes do have its order. I will ask Mr. Leach. Mr. Leach, would you take the chair for this? It'll be very short. Ms. Sims isn't here.
The House Additional Committee of the Whole is called to order. The clerk will read the bill on the calendar.
Senate Bill 1382, amending Section 50 relating to privilege tax license.
Chair recognizes Representative Clodfelter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that when the additional committee of the whole rise to report, it recommends that SB 1382 do pass. And, Mr. Speaker, I move the adoption of the Clodfelter amendment.
The question before you is the adoption of the amendment to SB. I'm sorry. Explanation?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. Basically, what this does is it puts a cap on the infamous Rio Nuevo project, and it does not. It eliminates any potential for bonding in the future.
Chair recognizes Representative Fincham.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise in respectful support of the Clodfelter amendment to SB 1382.
Chair recognizes Representative Thorpe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I rise in support of this proposed amendment.
Chair recognizes Representative Cook.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise in support of the Clodfelter amendment to Senate Bill 1382.
Mr. Dunn, I'm going to ask for a line of sight as I recognize Representative Powers-Hanley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I rise in support of this amendment.
Members, is there any further discussion? Seeing none, members, the question before you is adoption of amendment to SB 1382. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Those nay. Appears the ayes have it, do have it. So ordered. Mr. Clodfelter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that when the additional committee of the whole rise to report, it recommends that SB 1382 as amended do pass.
Members, any discussion? Chair recognizes Representative Bowers.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like it brought to the attention of the body that climate change is real because hell just froze over.
And how do I follow that? Members, any further discussion? Seeing none, members, the question before you is that the SB 1382 as amended do pass. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Appears the ayes have it, do have it. So ordered. Mr. Majority Leader.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the House Additional Committee of the Whole be dissolved.
Members, the question before you is the additional committee of the whole be dissolved. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Appear the ayes have it, do have it. So ordered.
The House will please come to order. The clerk will read the report.
Mr. Speaker, the committee will respect Senate Bill 1382 is amended to pass.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the House report on the House Additional Committee of the Whole be adopted and the bill be properly assigned.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes do have it. So ordered. Senate Bill 1382 as amended referred to engrossing. Members of operation. Senate Bill 1382.
Senate Bill 1382, an act amending sections 45, 46, 47, and 40 of the revised statute 53rd legislature second regular relating to tax privilege licensing.
You've heard the third reading of Senate Bill 1382. Those in favor vote aye. Those opposed vote no. Please wait for the bell. We now proceed to vote. Representatives Barton, Blanc, Bolding, Boyer, Cardenas, Carter, Gonzalez, Epstein, Espinoza, Grantham, Norgard, Stringer, Sims, Udall, Ugenti, Rita, Winiger. How do you vote? Mr. Clodfelter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just rise to explain my vote. Primarily say thank you, members,
Okay.
for the support. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh.
I vote aye.
Clodfelter votes a thankful aye. Ms. Carter, how do you vote? Mr. Genti, Rita, how do you vote? Mr. Genti, Rita, Ms. Carter, how do you vote? Long schedule ahead of us. Ms. Carter. Clerk will record the vote. By a vote of 58 ayes, 2 not voting, you've passed Senate Bill 1382. Signed and open session. The clerk will record the action of the House, convey the bill to the Senate.